Good afternoon. I hope that you are doing very well in your studies. Thank you for joining me for this presentation. And our lessons today is about reviewing past year exam questions for spring 2018, part 1 of 2. Without further ado, let's get started. A gas is released at point X in the apparatus shown. In this apparatus, we have a damp universal indicator paper. And the question asks, what kind of a gas released at the point of X? And which gas turned the damp universal indicator paper red most quickly? So the answer for the question will be hydrogen chloride. A chromatographic experiment was done to separate the mixture of 4 substances. The R value measures for the substances were 0.3, 0.5, 0.8, and finally 0.8. Which diagram show the chromatogram obtained? So you can see, to answer to this question, the result for the question or for the answer for number 2 will be C. Which piece of apparatus cannot be used to collect and measure the volume of gas produced in experiment? The volume of a liquid can be measured using a graduated cylinder, peptide, or burette, while the volume of gas can be measured with a gas stream. So the question is actually asking about piece of apparatus which cannot be used to collect and measure the volume of gas produced in an experiment. So the answer will be peptide. The lid in a pencil is made of a mixture of graphite and clay. As an example in this diagram, the pencil, and in the middle of it will be a lid. When the percentage of graphite is increased, the pencil slides across the paper more easily. And which statement explains this observation? The answer for this would be graphite is a lubricant. Which pair show particles with the same chemical properties? The answer for this will be B. Which substances has similar structure? Silicon 4 oxide has a tetrahedral macromolecular structure, which is similar to diamond. So the answer will be B. Which substance is not a macromolecular? Diamond, graphite, and silicon 4 oxide are macromolecules, but sulfur is not a macromolecule. In fact, in actual fact, sulfur atoms form cyclic or tectonic molecules with the chemical formula Sa. So the answer will be sulfur. The equations for the reactions between potassium carbonate and nitric acid is shown. Which volume of carbon dioxide is produced from 69 grams of potassium carbonate? The answer will be B, 12 decimeter cube. A solution of sodium carbonate and Na2CO3 has a concentration of 0.03 mole per meter cube, and which mass of sodium carbonate if dissolved in 1 decimeter cube of this solution? To put it another way, the molar mass is the overall mass in gram of all the particles that make up the mole of a specific molecule. When we add all the totals, we get 36 plus 12 plus 48. It becomes the value of 106. Hence, the molar mass of Na2CO3 thus become 106 gram mole. To get the value when mass of sodium carbonate is dissolved in 1 decimeter cube of this solution, we get the value of 106 multiplied by 0.03, we get the value of 3.18 gram. The answer will be B. Aqueous copper 2 sulfate is electrolyzed using copper electrodes, which statement about the electrolysis is not correct. The copper ions from the electrolyte are deposited at the cathode. Therefore, for each copper ion discharged at the cathode, a copper ion is generated at the anode. Thus, the number of copper ions in the copper sulfate solution remain the same. So the answer will be the number of copper 2 ion in the electrolyte decreases. Dilute sulfuric acid is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. What are the iron half equations for the reactions that take place at each electrode? The electrolysis of dilute H2SO4, the oxidation half equation is written as 2H positive plus 2 electron to produce H2. And the reduction of half equation is written as 4OH negative and to form 2H2O plus O2 plus 4 electron negative. The answer will be C. Which diagram is a correctly labeled energy level diagram for the endothermic reactions? From this simulation of the diagram, so A is most suitable answer for these questions. Where during exothermic, the endothermic, the process, you can see the activation energy is increasing and the overall energy change is also increased. At the point of the products will be stagnant. The equation for the example combustion of methane is shown, and the bond energies are shown in the table. What is the energy change for the reaction? From this equation, you have to put the value and map the value from the table. Where you have the energy in is about 2,631 minus energy out will be 3,450, and then you get the value of negative 818 kilojoules per mole. The answer will be A. Which row describe the effect of increasing of concentration and temperature on the collisions between reactive particles? I would say that the answer will be C. The more collisions per second when there is increasing concentration, and the more collision per second and more collision with sufficient energy to react when there is increasing temperature. Sulfur dioxide react with oxygen at 2 atmospheres pressure. The forward reaction is exothermic. The equation for the reaction is as below, and the reaction reaches equilibrium. The pressure is then doubled. How and why does the amount of sulfur trioxide form change? When the amount of sulfur trioxide increases, there is a reason, because there are fewer molecules on the right. Iron 2 chloride solution react with chlorine gas. The equations given and which statement about this reaction are correct. Fe2 ion each lose an electron, and whereby chlorine molecules are reduced to chlorine negative ions. The answer will be D. Which statement about oxide is correct? Magnesium oxide is a basic in nature, and it will react with nitric acid to make salt, and it is called as magnesium nitrate. So the answer for 70 will be C. Magnesium oxide react with nitric acid to make a salt. Number 18. which statement about acid and bases is correct? Strong acid and bases are 100% ionized in aqueous solution. And weak acids and bases are less than 100% ionized in aqueous solution. I would say that the answer for this will be C. A strong acid is fully ionized in aqueous solution. The solubles of some salts is shown lead to nitrite and also carbonate, potassium carbonate, and which two aqueous solution produce an insoluble salt when mixed together. The answer will be lead to nitrate and potassium carbonate. Number 20, which methods are suitable for preparing both zinc sulfate and copper 2 sulfate? And number 1 is actually reacting the metal oxide with warm dilute aqueous sulfuric acid and reacting the metal carbonate with dilute aqueous sulfuric acid. That will be number 1 and 3, which is C. With that being said, I would like to wish you thank you very much for this presentation, for your concentration of this lesson today. And please don't forget to subscribe to Jom Studyla YouTube channel. There will be a customized note at https://beacons.ai/jomstudyla. There's another options to access to Beacon page is via Jom Studyla Instagram. Finally, I hope that you enjoy hearing this presentation and have more motivations to study chemistry, and hope to see you later. Thank you very much for listening. That's all for today's lesson.